There's a lot that goes into this. Of course, you've got a number of challenges working in Riyadh, the climate being one of the major ones. The temperatures there are not generally conducive for grass growth. However, we have overcome that by undertaking the construction period through the autumn and then, of course, sowing the grasses during the winter period. And there's a great deal of work that goes into creating a grass track of this nature. The material selection is absolutely critical, and that's something that STRI has spent a lot of time undertaking. We've been to various quarries around Saudi Arabia looking for the best sands, the best gravels, and our consultants have then put those together in a laboratory and basically put together the best mixture of those materials to create the best possible track that we can. STRI is a very historic company. We're in our 90th year this year. We've spent 90 years developing research and consultancy techniques to develop the best possible grass surfaces in sport. We've got a number of racetrack projects ongoing right now at various locations around the world. We've got a long history of working on racetrack projects. Ascot's a particularly high profile, typical example of one that we worked on a number of years ago. We had two roles at Ascot. Firstly was to undertake the design and oversee the installation of the straight mile at Ascot. But we were also involved in the innovative technologies that were developed there a few years ago, where we designed and oversaw the installation of the removable road section of Ascot, so the turf tray, which basically slips in and out of Ascot when they need to gain access to the centre of the site. We have to understand what the current track conditions were. So it was, of course, a dirt track in the original case. We removed the existing layer of sand and gravels that were in that existing track, and replace them with a bespoke mix of sand and gravel, and then also a series of organic amendments into the top of the profile, which then make the surface ideal for grass growth, and that's where we're currently at the moment. The makeup of the profile is such that it's fairly water retentive, but obviously still has to drain. So we've tested these in the laboratory and got the balance exactly right, we believe, to ensure that the surface of the profile will retain water, therefore keeping the grass alive, but of course won't be such that if we water it too much, we keep the water on the surface. It's a pop-up irrigation system. It's an automatic system, various pop-up heads that are all based all around the track. The system will be basically on most of the time really just watering around the track in various sections for most of the day, just keeping them at the optimum moisture content for grass growth. We've worked on a number of high-profile venues. We work at the All England Lawn Tennis Club every year, Wimbledon Tennis Championships, where we investigate different grasses for them each year, testing them for their wear quality properties. We have simulated tennis wear machines which undertake wear processes on the trials ground at our location site in Bingley, where we have actually a Wimbledon tennis court that's been recreated up there. We do the same for other sports, football, rugby, cricket, anything that's grass-based. We'll undertake various testing, and we've worked at various sporting stadia around the world. The construction process began in July of this year. That was a very deliberate process. As I mentioned earlier, we wanted to ensure that the grass growing process occurred during the autumn and winter period when the temperatures cooled down. So our teams have been working out there since July to essentially put together the correct root zone material, the sands and the gravels. That's nearing completion now, and we're looking to sow the grasses in the autumn period, ready for racing early in the new year. I'd say we're currently ahead of schedule. We're basically at the point where we're almost completed with the construction work, and then it's a waiting game. So we have a series of consultants very carefully monitoring the climate out there, and we won't sow the grasses until we're confident that the temperatures have dropped sufficiently to allow that cool season grass that we are planning to sow to grow. We've prepared for all the challenges that we think we're going to face. So the climate's the critical one. That has to be married up with water quality and water quantity, which we've worked very closely with Riyadh Equestrian Club to ensure that we've got the right amounts of water and the right quality. Of course, it's inevitable that grass needs water to grow, and the climate there, still very warm during the winter. We need to have enough water on there. So we've negotiated the water with the Riyadh Equestrian Club. That's all in place, and we have a very high-tech irrigation system in place to get that water onto the ground in the right amounts during the course of the day. So I believe we have overcome or managed out all of the challenges that we anticipate to see.